I do care about future of computing very much, and the deep tech. Not just deep tech. I care about everything that uh, cool stuff. That's a which will shape the futures. Which will shape the future of humanity. Okay, which might be the perfect way of saying that. So it can be from rockets to circuits. Yeah. So it's kind of a like a line from the it's kind of a line from a song, something like that. So let's leave that there. So what I'm trying to say is, when we hit the transistor size, uh, when we hit the in the circuit size, when we hit the like a 0.2 nanometer, we just the transistor couldn't work the way it used to work. So computing has to change for like a from basic to everything. So uh, when we think from a first principle method, like if you just whatever the innovations, so whatever the new innovations should come in a way, if you think like from first principle, like it's the obvious way, like if you just however you have to change the route, otherwise you can't go you can't change much in those things up there. So it's like a root thing. It's a good thinking pattern, and I think it's pretty obvious also. So what I'm saying is, when we say the traditional computing, like with the transistor base, it's just going out of the hand. We just go for the uh, we just uh, we just think for the quantum computing. Quantum computing is it's like a double-edged sword. Few quantum computing companies so went into like a public space, like public trading companies also. So they are up to 20 billion valuations also. So it's pretty interesting to think about that. So what I'm saying is, uh, quantum computing, it's just how can I say that, it's just like one perfect tool for the complex tasks such as um, doing the material science stuff and cryptography. When they say quantum computing, they will say RSA, cryptography sort of things. But I just wonder why we can't use that for the common day-to-day task. And some people have asked me like questions like, why they should spend like a lots of money for the quantum computing and they have to do the day-to-day task. That's what NVIDIA CEO will ask the quantum computing people, CEOs of quantum computers companies. So uh, what I'm saying is like, if quantum computing cannot be made like a for commercial usage, like a for daily, like a for gaming or for any other task, what might be the next computing? Like people will say about the photonics also, photonics, and plus there's another one, neuromorphic computing. So neuromorphic computing doesn't rely on like uh, they say they now like IBM, Intel, everyone making a neuromorphic computing based on something like a transistor based neuromorphic computing, which just copy paste our brain signal, like how our brain works. So which might be the best way for the AI and all things. People like, that we can say that, but until we prove something, it's not reliable or something like that. So what I'm saying is, um, we have few options like photonic. When they build photonic computing, they just stuck in some point, like, is it just, I can ask that, I just can show you that. I think I have talked in many talks similar thing about that also. So I just go for the, so like when you do photons, yes, photon, here you're using a photons rather than the electrons. That is the obvious thing. It's energy efficiency. It's so cool. So what I'm saying is right. It's energy efficient. It's much better and all, like uh, better. I haven't tried it personally, but I think so. So integrated with electron, yeah. Many people when they say quantum or photonics, they ask me, they usually say it's like a, what about the hybrid challenge, like it doesn't eliminate the classical computing altogether, but it just work with those things. And I have one question, like, if you cannot scale traditional computing, classical computing beyond one level because of the transistor size and the future of computing like that, so how are you going to think about like keeping up with the quantum or photonic computing. It might be the biggest question just going around my mind. So most recently GPUs memory is electronic, but photonic circuits work differently. This is what I try to say, like waveguides and modulators and detectors, this kind of thing, um, like a trade-off for transistors and wires. So what I'm saying is like when they how we could just pack more transistors in one place. What is equal that into the photonics? When we think about, you can think about the waveguides and modulators and the detectors. Like if you could make that much smaller, then you could increase the efficiency and the speed of photonic computing. So what I'm saying is a few companies already doing that, which is so good, which is so nice. But still, the light matter, or there's a IR lab, and there's another company, I just forgot the name, but they all claiming to be, uh, they have got the system, like they have a plan and they done something. I'm not against that, but I'm saying like it will take a much more like 3 years to see that product in market. I still wonder why light matter couldn't bring that to the market. I know it's hard, of course hard, it should be hard. What I'm saying is like, what is stopping them doing that, like kind of a thing. What is the biggest bottleneck, kind of a thing. Just keep thinking about these things, because um, like you can go through every materials to explore new way of computing too. So when you say the transistor size is not matching up and you couldn't keep up with the transistor, uh, the next step is like a 2D materials. Like when you say 2D materials, there's a few materials. Graphene also will be in that. Graphene is much more stronger than, um, much more strong. It's a lot stronger. What I'm saying is it doesn't do anything that is didn't relate to